all love fan service, but sometimes you can lean a little too far into it. But hey, we got to meet Ming-Na's Fennec Shand for a minute. It's The Mandalorian Chapter 5, The Gunslinger. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of The Mandalorian. So yes, of course, spoilers coming your way, and do want to remind you about our quick jump index system. Right in the description below, we'll have this entire review titleized and time-stamped. You can jump to the end first, you can watch the beginning last, you can watch this review in any order you'd like. So, look, I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be straight with you guys. This is not going to be a glowing review. So if that's what you were looking for, this probably isn't going to be it for you. However, if you had a few issues, if you had a few problems, questions, things, perhaps we might illuminate a few things. And as always, of course, this is just my opinion. And yes, I do love the show very much. I've been very straight with that. But God, I didn't like this episode. I really didn't. I've been holding off all day on doing this review because I've been trying to weigh things out and re-examine and re-look at it. And look, like I said at the top, we all love fan service, and there is a lot of fan service and Easter eggs inside of this episode. However, it's in a very illogical package. Look, let's just get straight to it. Come on, say it with me. Mos Eisley Spaceport. There has never been a more wicked hive of scum and villainy. Why would you come here? This is like the worst place that you could come. And I know what you're saying. Hey, his ship was damaged and he had to find a place to land and get repair. Sure, but he was already in the system. He didn't light speed into this. You can't do combat at light speed, so he was already in system. He fixes it, he takes a look, there's Tatooine, goes and land. Why was he even there in the first place? He is wanted with Baby Yoda, cute and wanted. You would want to stay as far away from this place as possible. And look, okay, things have changed, okay? Jabba the Hutt died 5 years ago. The Empire has fallen. Maybe it's a different place. Look, Obi-Wan Kenobi says to Luke, and maybe he was being hyperbolic. Maybe he was trying to be intense. But this is a guy whose Jedi career has taken him everywhere. If he is calling this place a wicked hive of scum and villainy, I'm assuming it's not just going to pass away for 5 years after Jabba leaves. Besides, once Jabba's dead, to me, I see power vacuum. This is where people would want to run and fill that up. And even if whoever takes over Jabba's territory doesn't base themselves in Tatooine, Mos Eisley unto itself has a very long history. I don't think with Jabba's ships or even the Empire going. I mean, yeah, we see the Stormtrooper helmets, but this is on the fringe. Tatooine's outer rim. What was it Luke said? You know, if there's a bright center of the universe, that you were on the planet furthest from. Joke, core versus, outer rim systems. But Tatooine's not dealing with a whole lot of Empire, and especially once they've fallen and the Senate hasn't taken over, this is not a place... This would be even more of a lawless place. And I'll even hit one more. Okay, the Bounty Hunter Guild is no longer in the area. It's no longer on Tatooine. That doesn't change anything. That may even open up things more. What is it that Grief Karga said? There are plenty of bounties. There's tons of work. They just don't want to pay guild fees. So a hive of scum and villainy would be the perfect place for all of these people to come and work and do this. It's just... coming back to Tatooine is fan service. It's for us. But it is not the place that the Mandalorian should be landing with Baby Yoda. And look, I'm going to go into a lot more specifics, but you can see where this whole review is going to go. So, like I said, fan service, sure. Cantina, great. Sand people, wonderful. Great local joke. But overall, between shouldn't be here, Amy Sedaris' character, which does not remotely belong in this universe, the horrible speeder bikes effects, and goddamn, the music sucks! All in all, it's just disappointing from beginning to end. And more to the point, outside of introducing Fennec Shand, somebody who may be reappearing, or at least whose existence might play a part into the future, there was nothing that this episode gave us. Alright, I think it went on a little longer than I expected right there, so I'm going to try and tighten things up a little bit here. So the ship lands, and we are introduced to our garage mechanic, Pelimoto, whatever, Amy Sedaris' character. Also, just doesn't fit. Again, wicked hive of scum and villainy. This is the spaceport. You are expecting the people here to be dealing with the scum and villainy of the galaxy. Pelimoto does not fit that at all. There is no Star Wars feel to it. It's like they just put her in a costume and messed up hair and gave her the line. She doesn't fit in the world. She doesn't seem like she's dealing with the scum and villainy of the universe. She feels like she should be ripping off tourists. Oh, that's it, isn't it? This is Star Tours. That's what this is. This is the Star Tours Mos Eisley spaceport. I mean, we've got the pit droids from episode 1. Again, more fan service. Very nice, very cool. But no, there's nothing about her. And I like Amy Sedaris. This is not anything against her. I like a lot of her work. She is funny. This role it doesn't fit. Even if you're going for the comic relief type kind of stuff, it felt very non-universe. Like I said, it just felt like somebody put on a Star Wars backdrop and they're just, riffing for people in line at Star Tours. My God, that's it. Okay, it's Disney's commercialization. We can accept that. Fine. But then he leaves Baby Yoda there again. You shouldn't be here. It's the worst place. Yeah, you got to get money. What do? You can't really carry him around. I understand the tough position. Lock him in. Put him in frickin' carbon freeze. I don't know, but people are after you, man. This isn't the place to leave Baby Yoda alone. And we did get the cantina. Again, more fan service. Funny, too. Remember, but the bartenders, droids, we don't serve their kind here. They'll have to wait outside. And now it's being run by a droid. Isn't it the droid torture from Jabba's palace? Maybe just same model. And actually, there's an interesting kind of theory on why the droids aren't allowed inside the cantina. Because they don't drink. And thus they take up room that paying drinking customers get. I kind of like that idea. I guess if it's run by a droid, a little looser lead. And I guess we're seeing the sign of the times, not quite as crowded. But evidently still bounties are happening. This is definitely where the Mandalorian is inquiring. And of course, this is where we meet Toro Calican. In the Han Solo booth with his feet up and everything. Yeah, not a Han Solo character. And again, just not impressed. Impressed with the character, not impressed with his presentation. Everything it didn't feel real. It didn't feel grounded. It didn't feel like actual characters. And the idea of, okay, we're going to go after the super important purple and I'm going to use you in it. You can get the money. And so, okay, that's fine. Again, we're using a lot of standard storyline tropes. So, look, I can go with this. I accepted this as a cartoon, just live action. But it just feels off. The speeder bikes looked horrible. And look, even if we're flashing back to, we're doing early Star Wars, the matte stuff, the special effects, we're trying to match in on those visions. That's fine, but still, it didn't look good. It looked cheap. It looked fake. The Tusken Raider stop was just, again, cheesy. It served nothing outside of giving us, Tusken Raiders. I mean, we already did that with the Jawas, but that was somewhere else. It was part of the storyline. This is just having sand people and the Mandalorian making deals. They did a great joke about the locals, though. I did appreciate that. Locals are up against the sand people, and the sand people think they are the locals, and everyone else is just passing through. That it is kind of funny, because I'm assuming that they're more of the indigenous population on Tatooine. So, again, kind of funny, but overall, just pointless. And the music. I know a lot of people like the music in the show. I'm really 50-50, and definitely more towards the negative zone. It has some nice riffs, some good moments, little gunslinger samurai stuff. But like the music in the speeder bike, that was awful. And then, of course, we have Fennec Shand, played by Ming-Na Wen, Agent May herself. Very excited to see her when she was cast in this. Really curious to see what she would do. Was excited. She's got this billing as this tough, imperial, mercenary assassin type character. Not as excited about her being killed. And, okay, look. Yes, maybe she's not. We do get the mysterious figure at the end who kneels down next to her. So maybe she is going to play a role even if she's dead going forward, as a basis, a character thing, a motivation, something like that. Perhaps she is not dead. I thought it was actually dumb for Toro to shoot her. I mean, even if you're going after the whole Mandalorian, you decide to do that whole bit. I mean, why not get the extra bounty? I don't know, drag it along, maybe slow him down. Anyway, it was odd, but anyway, I'll get into all that. But the introduction was great. As a sniper, was very cool. I liked, with the dewback, and you've got the one dead body, and Mandalorian goes in, and that kind of suckers her out, and she's at some serious distance. I'm assuming she's camped out. I don't remember seeing like an actual camp there, but I mean, why she's up there? Again, she's on the run. That's fine. Great fight scene. In fact, if we're going to have a scene of the week, it's probably going to be this, but I'll touch on that in a minute. Ming-Na, always amazing with her fights. Very physical, a great martial artist. So always fun to see. And of course, the turnaround. Mandalorian, not dead, of course, but sneaks up and catches her after she sort of bested Toro there, who really shouldn't be that much of a match for her as a newbie versus an experienced assassin type kind of thing. But that's okay. He kind of got his ass handed to him. And that's fine. And this is where we get to our big kind of reveal and turnaround as the Mandalorian goes to get the dewback, leaving Toro with Shand to have a little discussion on who is most valuable. And again, mostly this was fine. Part of me wonders why they didn't just all go up to the dewback, because, I mean, the dewback was a pretty big distance away. They made it a point of showing how much range Fennec had on that rifle of hers and how far away that ridge was. So the Mandalorian walking up to that dewback, that's definitely taken some time. And then riding the dewback back, again, not a particularly fast desert animal here, also taking some time. So why not just stick a gun in the back of Fennec and everybody walks up? Even Toro can just putz around on his bike or something until they get up and load up. That would have been smarter. I would have think the Mandalorian would have thought something about that. But even the whole discussion here about the Mandalorian had me asking some questions. Because I don't know how long Fennec's been on the run, and I don't know how long Toro's been after her. But that she knows about the Mandalorian and he doesn't raises some questions. I mean, look, it's been a while. They were 2 weeks on Sirgan there before they ended up heading out on this way. And it was a time before that. So it's been a few weeks since the Mandalorian has been on the run. And if Fennec has only been on for a short period of time, then maybe she heard about it before she left. While she's on the run, I'm not really sure what sort of contacts and connections that she is making to hear about rumors of wanted guild people. But okay, but if she knows, shouldn't he know? I mean, if she learned before she went on the run, then he's following her and he's got the... How did, in fact, did he hear about the job anyway? Because he wants to get in the guild, but how did he get the fob? And did he steal it maybe off of another bounty hunter, and then that's how he was going to use as his way to get in? I mean, that would be kind of interesting. That would be kind of cool from a character standpoint. Because otherwise, because he's not in the guild, so I guess he wouldn't have heard, but he did hear about Fennec, but not the Mandalorian, who's also supervised. Anyway, it sort of raised a few questions, but I can go with it. For some reason, she knows, he doesn't. Fine. But again, why shoot her? Why not drag her along? Maybe, again, couldn't throw her up on the bike as well to take her back. And look, Baby Yoda's a lot more valuable. He gets all the way back to the ship. And, I mean, he has to wait a while. Because, again, Mandalorian's got to get all the way up to the dewback. Got to take all the way back. Find Fennec's body. Then turn around and ride that dewback all the way back to Mos Eisley. Which, again, with the speeder bikes, is definitely a distance. So how long was Toro sitting in there waiting for the Mandalorian to show up? And I'm assuming he's not a pilot, so he didn't just take the ship and go and deliver Baby Yoda. Because that would have gotten him into the guild. But again, he's after the prestige, though, right? Maybe even after the armor. So, okay. I would see why he would wait for the Mandalorian to come back. He wants to take him out. Definitely risking a lot there. But if he's not a pilot, I mean, I guess I can get it. But again, it just gets really iffy and questioning when you start figuring out time and distances and motivations and stuff. And again, that's it. And that's in the back of my head this whole time. So, I did like the flare bit. When they're using that against Fennec as a way to blind her sights, that was kind of cool. Then, of course, it comes back and he uses that to distract Toro so he can move around and shoot and kill him. That was cool. And Toro had a lot of money on him. Couldn't he have just, once they got Ming-Na, just paid the Mandalorian there and then take it off and then maybe come back around? Because he had a lot of cash, a lot of credits on him. Was able to pay for the pairs, and certainly on Amy Cazares' character's face, it seemed like a lot. But yeah. And yeah, we get the end there where we got the mysterious figure indicating either that Fennec isn't dead, maybe being brought back, or is going to play some role in the future. I certainly hope so. That would be a waste of Ming-Na if you're just using her for the one episode here. But yeah, outside of that, the episode really gave us nothing. We're nowhere else different than we were at the beginning, with one little bit of information and a lot more questions behind. Oh yeah! And for our Scene of the Week for this week, I don't know. What do you guys like? Sort of like I said, not totally impressed. Look, we'll go with Fennec. Fennec's appearance. Even more up on the ridge. I like the whole sniper stuff. Quiet, the look through the lenses, and then she lowers it a little bit, and then you get to see the face. And so it's a good character introduction. I know I did the Scene of the Week last week, was the fight with Cara Dune, so I feel it's a little repetitive here. But it was the only real interesting new thing in the episode. Honestly, even her fight scene seemed a little overly cut than I'm used to seeing with Ming-Na's work. So, I'm just going to say the introduction to Fennec there. New, this is going to play something that's going to be important in the future. So yeah, that's, well, we'll do it because I got to have one, right? I didn't like this episode. Oh, I did want to take a moment and touch back on Fobs. I had a little discussion about this last week, and it has been said that Fobs were explained in episode 1, or chapter 1, but they really weren't. I've looked on quite a few things. Fobs were, this is brand new to the Star Wars universe. Chapter 1, was the first time Fobs have ever been mentioned in the Star Wars universe. So this is a new kind of technology. We don't have a lot of background. And no, they don't explain much about what it does. It's got some blockchain information, which we're assuming is some sort of personal identification, maybe a bio thing with age, location, and things like that. But I've done a little research, I've done a few things, I've checked a few places, dive through Reddit for a little while, and the biggest theory, the one that seems to make a lot more sense, is that, okay, we know that they have Star Wars has sensors that detects life forms. So this is probably something that's a little more specific, that maybe has specific genetic or biological information that can help track someone, but you have to be at least on planet, if not close. What is the grief said is that I know it's just, we have a little information, the age and last known location, but with that information, that should be enough for you. So you get to the last known location, and then it can sink into whatever specific bio information is on the fob. It's why it took 2 weeks for anybody to get to Sargon and the Sanctuary last week. Remember, Mandalorian was telling Kara, it's been 2 weeks, it's long enough, we did some big things here, word's going to spread, so we can assume that some word had spread, that perhaps a Mandalorian or something had shown up on this planet. One of the people looking for Baby Yoda went, I'll check that out, lands on Sorgan, pulls out the fob, it says, yeah, this direction, and then he's able to use that in order to zoom up on Baby Yoda, and then get shot in the back by Kara. So, I'm going to assume that that's sort of what it works. It's got to be on planet, but it's basically a biological sensor. Outside of that, it works because it's Star Wars. It's just some new technology. It's got to be somewhat local, because otherwise, like I said, you could track down anyone. Oh, the Rebel fleet? Well, we know someone's in charge. We'll just follow this thing around. Yeah, I mean, it would have changed the war a long time ago. So yeah, but honestly, not a lot of actual information on Fobs. It's mostly conjecture with a little bit of info that we have had, but they have definitely not been explained how they work outside of it's Star Wars. Alright, so that went on a lot longer than I expected to. I guess I had a lot to get off my chest. I'm almost ranting as long as the episode is, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up for now. Look, there's 3 episodes left. I love the show. I understand it's a live-action cartoon. This wasn't a horrible episode. It was just really disappointing. It felt cheaper than the other episodes. It felt less grounded character-wise than our other episodes. So it just really frustrated me. But I still love the show. I'm looking forward to great stuff. But there are only 3 episodes left. They got to do something big. Baby Yoda got to be stolen by the end of next episode to give us 1 or 2 episodes of Mandalorian gathering his team and getting back. And I hope one of these is at least longer than 40 minutes. But I'm still excited. And guess what? Star Wars the movie's coming out, Rise of Skywalker, just a couple of weeks. Because of that, doing a little review of our sequel trilogy. And tomorrow, or tonight, depending on what time I'm able to get this review out, Saturday, December 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific, over on my buddy Mark's channel, Enchantment of Eternity, we're going to be doing a live watch-along of The Force Awakens, the first of the sequel trilogy, where we meet Rey and Finn and everyone else. We're going to sit, we're going to throw the movie on, we're going to do a live commentary as the movie goes on, and you guys can join us in the chat. Watch along with us. Share your thoughts, your insights, your opinions of scenes and moments and characters. Should be a blast. Let's kind of keep this positive. Even if you don't like something, that's fine. But let's all be nice in chat and discussion. I may point out a few things. Generally, I actually like Force Awakens. There are a few things that I think are badly done, which plays it forward. But I'll get into all of that. Join us tomorrow or tonight, depending, like I said, on when you're watching this. Saturday, December 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific, over on Enchantment of Eternity. I will put a link down in the description below. And come, watch the show with us. We'll have a blast. get us psyched up for the rise of Skywalker. But we will wrap things up for now. Thank you, as always, for joining me on this review. A little bit more of a rant this week. And if you liked it, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you didn't, just go watch something else. Stay away from the unlike button. Thoughts, ideas, and comments, throw those down in the section below. What you guys think about this episode? Maybe you enjoyed it a whole lot more, and that's fine. Please. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood. But let me know what you guys think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you have some issues with it? Was something that worked really well for you? And what are you expecting forward with Fennec Shand? That's the name. Throw your thoughts down in the section below. You can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. Please subscribe. Still more episodes, and these reviews aren't always so ranty. Do that by clicking this button right here. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications when new reviews drop, and we'll throw up a couple of latest reviews right here for you to check out. And in fact, I'll throw up the link right here for our Star Wars watch-along. All right, so that's going to be it for me. I'm D, and I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.